Now Kelly Young shows us how they're keeping it clean at Willow Lake Event Center.
What I do is, especially in the kitchen, my first mop bucket, I'll sit there and saturate it with just bleach water, just to get the stains and the grease and everything up. And then I come back and mop it all up, a little bit at a time. You can tell it takes a while, but with this coronavirus, we try not to take any chances anymore. Anyway, the way that I'm doing the floor now is the way that we do the entire floor in here, because of the fact that we want to try to get it all sanitized for the next guest coming in. Out here in the country, it will trap in some dirt. Once this is dry, then I go over there with my odor band, and I just use odor band to refresh the place so it doesn't smell like bleach. So this is what we use to sanitize all of our tables, countertops throughout the barn is the odor band. It is a disinfectant. It is concentrate. Usually it's a 3-to-1, one part being this odor band, 3 parts of water. But during this pandemic, I usually do half and half. It smells good too. First of all, what I'll do is go and spray down all the tables, and I have my bucket of rinse water here, which I add just a sanitizer amount of bleach. So each time I rinse my rag out, it's going to sanitize the rag. So with each area that I clean, including the bathrooms, when I go from the toilets to the cabinets, I change my hands. When I go from the cabinets to the light switches, I change my gloves. And then to the kitchen, I switch my gloves, and then also when I get to the table, I'll switch my gloves. As always, using my odor band. I love this stuff. It smells good. It's a good disinfectant. So I'll come and spray all my tables down. I have my bucket of sanitized bleach water. The bleach water is about 1 tablespoon or a cap full of bleach per 1 gallon. So that's just about 2 gallons in there, so it's got 2 tablespoons of bleach. And it's just when I can rinse my rag out from when I go table to table, any kind of excess germs will be sanitized off my rag. We always let the venue sit for 24 hours before we clean, at least 24 hours. After COVID is on the surface, it kind of neutralizes. Okay, and that's how we clean the tables. The bathrooms is a different story. We use Lysol or the odor band on almost everything in here. So I'm going to treat my toilets. Cannot be too careful on these guys. Anyway, we let that set for a little bit, and while I'm waiting, I will take my odor band and spray the rest of it down. On the outside of the walls, the handrails, and see the walls on the side, the floor around it. And then also the floors around this one. Toilets are not my funnest thing to do, but they're the most important to me because you have multiple users. Not only that, but during an event, we have our odor band that we come in here every 30 minutes and we wipe them down again. And then I'll wet down my rag. Now we're gonna pick it all up. I'll start with my handrail and then the walls. Then I'll start at the top. Come down the sides, make sure you get the handle real good, the top, then the ring real good, and then the bolt. The reasons why I do the sink last is obvious. You know, as we're rinsing out, the sinks will be clean last. And it's done, and this rag is done too. Once I get that done, I'll come back up here to my odor band, spray the whole thing down. Then I'll come over here, get the trash can, get that is soaking. As you can tell, we try to get everything. And of course, the last thing I want to do is the trash can. This one I'll take outside, rinse it out with the hose, and we make sure to invite the entire thing down, because you never know. No germs are welcome here. Even areas that are not touched, we try to keep them wiped down too. Water flings when you wash your hands, and all is done. Then I will take this outside later on and get it a nice scrubbing down. So of course, once everything's dry, I will put everything back where it belongs. A hand sanitizer soap. We add sanitizer to the soap that we already used. And then the last thing that I do is I'll come over here, spray this down real good, and clean this. And then of course the man's handle on both sides. Of course this door is normally closed, so you can see we do have notes posted. Please wash your hands. Keep your guests safe. And that's the men's room. Once we start doing the handles and the light switches, then we'll start doing all of them. They all get washed and sanitized. And there are a bunch of them. After that's all done, the kitchen's all clean. I've already cleaned the inside of the refrigerator and the stove. So we'll come out here one more time and just give this a good clean. Plastic on our instructions there, so we can clean those too. Alrighty. In here. Insides. Alrighty. Thank God it moves. All done. And then we'll do the same thing to the stovetop. Cook it on the stove, so not only is there people germs, but there's food germs. So I don't like food germs either, because once they sit overnight, then they become bad for you. You have to be careful, of course, to the stove. And it's all done. So again, as I said before, you know, we do the kitchen first. We do it with a bleach. And then, of course, we come in here and clean it. And then afterward, when I'm off the entire barn, then we will use the odor band. Takes the bleach smell away, sanitizes it again, and it smells good.